Okay, hi everybody. Let's try it another time. Sorry we were muted before. Amen is going to be running Reloaded, which is a top-down two-player co-op story, one-player and two-player co-op shooter for the PS1, which some people might remember quite fondly, but I guess not many. Didn't get really good reviews. But still, we had a lot of fun playing this as kids, and yeah, that's one of the reasons why Amen is actually running this game. Yes, so in the options there are a few optimizations that we can do already, namely we increase the lives and lower the difficulty. This is mainly to ensure that dying takes up some time in this game, and if we can reduce the frequency of dying, we can actually save almost a minute over the course of the run, depending on how much we die there. And with that, we can actually almost start. There is the character that we are choosing. I'll go into a little bit of detail there why this one. And we should be starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay. So yeah, why Sister Magpie? She has the highest weapon DPS in the game, and her movement speed is on par with the other fastest characters to choose from. So pretty much optimal for the speedrun. There's one, I guess, quirk, not so good thing about her, which I might be mentioning later on, but yeah, the stuff that she's good at outweighs all the bad things about her. And in this level, this is the desert. The goal here is to collect 3 out of 8 key items, which you can see in the below the character sheet there. Okay, there's an unfortunate death there. There's these green maggot thingies or whatever. Amen has optimized the route there to get the 3 fastest possible key item collections there, of course, so that he can finish up the level pretty quickly. He already has 3 now, so he's heading to the exit. And I guess the only thing to mention about this level is more or less that you should try to not get hit by the boulders, by the falling boulders there, because they usually one-shot you. There is a small skip there, which saves about 5 seconds, I guess. And this was level 1. General theme in this game is that the levels are actually quite short if you know what you're doing in them. If you not know what you're doing, then they could actually take you almost days, because yeah, the game is very obtuse, honestly. And the next one is tying into the theme there. It's Oasis, also a pretty short one. The goal here is to provoke the main antagonist of the game, called Jeb, to fly with his jetpack against this totem that we can see there. Yeah, that's the laughing guy there. So that you can then shoot the totem to make it topple over to build a bridge. It's again very obtuse, because I think it's not nowhere really mentioned that this needs to be done. But there is not really anything else you can do to finish up this level, so yeah. It's almost over, yeah. And heading over to the exit. Again, it's pretty short one, as long as you know what you're doing there. Also, you might have seen these blue whitish bombs that Amen released. It's the special of Sister Magpie, which is this only bad thing about her that I mentioned before. It's quite, yeah, the bomb scattering is RNG heavy, and the damage is, yeah, dependent on the locations of the bombs. But other than that, it's still, by far, she's the best character. This next level, Barracks, it's just a military base where you need to shoot 5 radar dishes. I think it has something to do with nuclear weapons being deployed, whatever. And he's, as you can see, he's trying to shoot one of the dishes here off screen, and using a audio cue to check if it's destroyed or not. It, yeah, of course, saves a little bit of time to do it that way. Here's the second one, pretty similarly, because the level is a little bit, yeah, almost symmetrical. Second one is gone. And then above, he's now fetching a health pickup here to ensure that he has enough health for just in a bit. And then he was just going on with destroying the radar dishes there. All these remaining dishes are not done off screen because you need to, in any case, go through the route there. This opens up the boss area that you can see here. It's just some kind of spaceship. Amen is zooming in here on purpose to ensure that the enemies south to him, behind the southbound wall, cannot see him, so they won't be targeting him. He's just face tanking the boss there, which usually doesn't even hit you, and firing into his weak spot there. And in a bit it should be over, and I guess this would actually be a good time for any donations or anything that you have coming up.
I don't have any donations to read. However, if we've got a few minutes, am I right to just quickly mention about the charity we're raising money for?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, just so people are aware that we do raise money to support Crisis, which are a charity supporting people out of homelessness for the good of their lives. They achieve this through education, training, and support with housing, employment, and health. 100% of your donations will be supporting Crisis. Here's more about what they do in their own words. So they offer support, advice, and courses for homeless people in 12 areas across England, Scotland, and Wales. And they help them find and keep a rented home. Homeless people, find and keep a rented home. They do that by working with landlords to ensure a supply of places to live and giving homeless people the tools and knowledge they need to rent successfully. The Housing Resource Centre provides information and training for housing professionals, and they have a help to rent database which lists private sector renting schemes across the UK. All of your donations, as I said before, will be going towards Crisis, so be sure to get those in. And yeah, enjoy.
Sniper. Thank you. So this level is called Town. It's some futuristic cyberpunky city where the main goal is, I guess, to ensure that you use these elevators, these yellow ones that you can see correctly. Their cycles and their timers for starting are dependent on player location, so there is absolutely no RNG actually involved there. It just depends on if you're executing your planned route to the T, more or less, and then try to get on these elevators properly, which is not the easiest thing because the game sometimes acts as if you're not even trying to get on them. But yeah, that's something that you just need to ignore there, I guess. And Amen has also quite optimized the routing in this level. As you can see, he needed to get 2 of these golden key items there to finish up the level then. The routing to get those is quite optimized, where we can get the second one immediately after the first one, and even a few other pickups there, for example, Judge's Voice Special. And the rest is just getting through the level, shooting these containers, where we're still not sure about how their health is actually handled in the game. It's a little bit weird and inconsistent between runs. But yeah, shooting those reveals a few more elevators. It's always the same thing in this level. Just get on the elevators and try to not fall down from the roofs and the catwalks. As you can see here, for example. That's actually not as easy as it looks because the perspective in the game is very weird, and sometimes you're 100% sure that you're on the catwalk and you're still falling through it. Yeah, that was the town. And the next one is the Foundry, which is quite a neat level, which has various trap mechanics in there. The thing is, there are these gold, so these molten gold pots and molten gold pits, which you need to look out for because they deal quite a lot of damage if you're walking over them. But this is actually something that Eamon will be making use of in this level to make it even faster. As you can see, now he activated a sprinkler to deactivate one of those gold pits so that he can walk over them. But then there is this one, for example, where he doesn't activate the sprinkler to save time, because now he's using a death abuse there, where he's invulnerable for a few seconds and he can walk over the whole pit there without having to activate the sprinkler. The main goal actually of the level is to collect these key cards, as you can see, and there are a few bombs hidden in the level which you need to again, as usual in the game, just collect all the key items and then you can unlock the exit of the level, which in this case leads to a boss. Here he doesn't use death abuse because the sprinklers are actually always in front of the gold pits, so there wouldn't even be a time save there using the death abuse. And the next thing then is the conveyor belts here. The timing is a little bit off there. Again, these conveyor belts and the gold pots that you can see moving back and forth on them. This is also not RNG dependent, the cycles there. Again, as usual in this game, it's fully dependent on player location, as are also all the enemy movement. So there is actually no RNG involved in this game, but again, you're just a millimeter off of your optimized route there, then the level might behave completely differently. Oops. Oh yeah, he's being blocked by some enemies. And here's another death abuse for the gold pit. The cool thing about the second death abuse is it saves about 40 seconds. And here is the boss of the level. So before the boss, Amon picked up a weapon power-up, which will be used later on in the run for a boss, which saves quite a lot of time then. And the boss here is, you can unfortunately not see it because it's off screen, because this is the optimal way to do it, to reduce visual lag and to ensure that you're not being hit by the boss, because it's very annoying and having to move out of the way there takes quite a few seconds off. Then the next level, this is, yeah.
Bane of my existence.
Exactly, Amon's bane of existence, and I guess it would be for anyone running this game. It would be quite a neat level with a good idea, but yeah, the execution is a little bit leaves some things to be desired. There are these white robe monks, as you can see, which shoot out these sonic waves. And you need to provoke those white robe monks to hit the crystal pillars so that you can use the crystal pieces then. Oh yeah, exactly. This is one of the things. He now won't move. Yeah, now. You use these crystal pieces then to put them inside these blue slots that we've seen shortly. Exactly these ones. Because these then fully activate these elevators. This needs to be done another time here on this second level. The thing about the second level of this stage here is that it's a lot more larger than the lower level. Yeah, that's
good.
But at least he hit it. It's a lot larger, so getting the monk to move correctly there is not really easy, as really as easy as it looks. But Amon managed very well there. And he's putting them in again. The thing there is, what I mean by it looks a lot, or it is actually a lot harder than it looks, is sometimes the monk might be the weird spot now, the crystal there. Sometimes the white robe monk is shooting at the pillar, and it's for whatever reason not taking any damage at all. This might even take sometimes a few minutes if you're very unlucky. But again, yeah, it's not really luck. It has to do again with precise movement there. Now there is a neat little trick where Amon is moving right beside the wall to reduce visual lag. And the rest of the level is just moving through this crystal maze there and facing a mini-boss at the end of the stage. Yeah, there were unfortunately few deaths there, so Amon lost his weapon power-ups that he's collected over the course of the run now, which might make the run a little bit harder later on. This boss is actually very easy. You just stand beside it, it can't hit you then, and it just eats your bullets more or less. And it should be done any second, I guess. Yeah, it's the health is sometimes also of the bosses is not always fully consistent between runs. It's weird. Okay, so then the next one is the Catacombs. Just a simple maze with interesting bosses at the end. I guess if there is anything that you guys would like to mention, now would be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have any current donations coming in. However, just want to quickly mention that we have had a slight change to the schedule. which, for those that might be interested, the Metal Gear Solid 2 run that is coming up later on, that will not be happening now, and that's going to be replaced by a mysterious run, which will be revealed in due time. So it keeps your mouth watering for that one. But on plus note, apart from that, no, I'll kind of let you crack on with it.
Cool, thank you. Sounds good with the mysterious one. Looking forward to it. So yeah, this level, there is not really much to it except for the boss. You've seen a few seconds ago there was this small skip besides the minecart, which saves, I think, half a second or something like that, so that you don't have to shoot it. Another weapon pickup, again to make the run a little bit easier and faster later on down the line, but again, Amen needs to ensure that he doesn't have any deaths in between to not lose the power-ups there. And here upcoming is the boss area, again hugging the wall to reduce visual lag. And these are quite interesting mechanic-wise. These are statues that you need to shoot, and for you to be able to shoot them, you need to get on these platforms here, which are, you can't see it, but they are actually conveyor belts. That's why Amen is finicking around a little bit on them. He's using strafe shooting there to optimize the bullets that the statues take, and goes against the flow of the conveyor belt there. And this is a lot harder than it actually looks, because the controls there are very incooperative. That's a bummer. Usually you can two-cycle this, but it was not possible there. Damon tried to do it.
Yeah, just one hit off.
Just a single shot there. That's a bummer a little bit. But that's it for this level. Exactly. Then the next level is, as usual for this game, a maze. Where you need to pick up a few key items that you need to unlock the exit. It's called Gallery. It's just some kind of gallery displaying postmodern art, I guess. Cyberpunk stuff, I don't really know. It has some lore in the game, but I don't remember, unfortunately. I guess it has something to do with the main antagonist there. Yeah. The main thing here is you need to ensure that you don't take a lot of damage, because the enemies in this level are melee-based, and melee-based enemies in this game have the tendency to one-shot you, even on easy, as you can see. And that means that Amen unfortunately now lost all of his weapon pickups, which might take a minute off in later on in the run.
I'm gonna take a backup power up here.
Yeah, just to ensure that he has a little bit of damage for the upcoming for the boss in the next level then. But yeah, this is now a little bit suboptimal. This can happen. This is more or less the main run killer of this game. But yeah, it won't be a world record, of course, now, but still.
Unfortunately.
It's unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. Unfortunately, there's not really anything you can do to make this more marathon safe, but in any case, it just takes like a minute longer at most, something like that. And yeah, now this upcoming level is exactly the one that I've been anticipating, where the weapon pickups now should pay off in the end. First of all, you need to there's another one. You need to blast open these boxes, which have these mechs in them that you need to shoot. And down here is another one. This then triggers the real boss of this level, which is some kind of submarine. As you can see, it's starting to submerge here. And Amen is positioning himself very precisely here because this now provokes out of bounds behavior. So Amen is marked as out of bounds, so the jetpack enemies can target him. And here is the same thing by hugging this wall. He also is, for whatever reason, marked as out of bounds, so the jetpack enemies also cannot target him here. And the rest is just blasting these arms of the submarine, and when it's gone, the level is done.
Could be faster with the missing upgrades, but pretty solid.
Yeah, that was actually very solid for counting in that you didn't have all the weapon pickups there.
Yep.
Very solid one. So the next one is Tropics. This one would take quite a long time because the level is, again, a maze, and there is a lot of stuff that you need to do to trigger stuff, to trigger other stuff. It's very convoluted actually if you play it casually, but in the run itself, Amen is making use of a skip where he's just running into the cliff to get clipped onto it to get to the next level of this stage on this island here. It's here, yeah, and almost, yeah, there we go. If it doesn't work out the first time, there would, as you've seen, be this enemy that's walking up to you, which can actually bump you onto the elevation there. This saves about 5 minutes, which is actually quite nice. And the trick itself is very consistent to pull off. This could actually be used also in the second level where there was Chap, the main antagonist with the jetpack. You could actually skip some stuff there. For example, the totem stuff, by also wiggling around and going around the cliff there. But it's so inconsistent to pull off that Amen usually, also in world record attempts, doesn't really try it because it doesn't really save that much time. I think, like, what was it?
About 15 seconds.
15 seconds, yeah. But it's so hard to pull off and inconsistent that it's usually not really worth it. I guess for the next few world record runs it would make sense, but yeah. Here would also be a boss, but we can opt to simply not do it.
We just ignore him.
Was just a simple maze, again, just avoiding getting hit and dying. And then we are actually entering the last level of the game already, which is, now we are shrunken down, and Chad, the main antagonist, is his usual size, but we need to dispose of him by collecting a few bombs and putting them in various wounds scattered around his body, so that he can finally be disposed of. Amen has collected 3 now, and he will be collecting another 3. You would need only 5 bombs for this level to finish it. But the thing is that sometimes the game decides to use up more bombs than needed for these orifices that you're opening up there. Which means that if you don't have more bombs collected, you might have killed your run actually, because you can't finish up the bomb spreading then in time. That's actually then it. He's entering the spaceship, and time is coming up shortly. And
time is starting on the cutscene start.
Exactly. Time. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having us. So the end cutscene is actually quite gruesome. I'm
not going to play it.
Yeah.
Let's just have the credits.
I guess it's already implied by the bombs what will be happening to Chap there, and yeah, I guess we won't be hearing from Chap anytime soon anymore. So yeah, that's Reloaded. Thing is, would actually be quite nice to get a small community for this game going, to optimize it even further and to have some competition there. But honestly, I think Amen has already invested quite a lot of work into this game and into the run. And it's actually already, I think, quite neat. There are quite a few interesting tricks that he's pulling off. So I think it's actually quite a nice game to be speedrunning.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
No problem. Thank you very much for running in UKSG Spring 2021. Just to give you a heads up, your final time was a 25:43.
Oh,
That's pretty solid.
Decent, yeah. That's very decent.
And with that being said, we are going to go to a quick intermission, and then when we return, we've got Minecraft Dungeons on its way. So look forward to that.
Stick around for that.
Yeah, we will be back very, very shortly. So see you soon.